Okay, so let's look at the next thing about Scotch Broom. This is Broom Busters on Vancouver Island, our 20th anniversary. And in 20 years, volunteers have cut 75,000 hours. So that's a lot of experience. But we started with 10 volunteers in 2006. So that just shows how things can improve and how more people become interested and participating. So again, why do we want to cut Scotch broom? Because it spreads rapidly, forms dense thickets, crowds out native plants, prevents forest regrowth, highly flammable, toxic to grazing animals and wildlife, takes over farms, cleared forest and parkland, and leads to a dramatic loss of biodiversity. So these are photos from New Zealand, taken by local people that went down to New Zealand and they had to take these photos. Broom and gorse have replaced the forests on these sides of mountains. There's nothing that can be done anymore. It's a global crisis. BC travelers have reported to me seeing similar infestations in Portugal, Brazil, Australia, Croatia, and of course, all up and down the Pacific Northwest of the US. Shouldn't we stop the spread before this happens here? So broom grows huge quickly, spreads densely. Okay, so look at the size of that broom and how tall it is. Broom is a woody weed. Okay, it's not a tree, it's a weed. It grows faster than trees, takes water, nutrients, and sunlight. Trees cannot compete. It's a serious threat to biodiversity. In BC, Scotch broom is classified as the invasive species causing the greatest harm to species at risk. So if you look at this chart from a study of 2021, these are the top 20 invasive species, plants and animals. That top bar that looks like, well, that one's the worst, that's Scotch broom. Most of the harm is a result of competition, habitat degradation, and alteration of soil and the environment. Has a negative impact on forestry, farming, food security, recreation, and tourism. Scotch broom inhibits forest regrowth. So the broom will also move from the transmission lines or the logging roads or the main highways into young forests, inhibiting forest regrowth. These are old figures, but they're still impressive. 2024, Oregon reported 47 million lost because of Scotch broom. In 2017, Washington forecast 142.7 million in lost timber sales. It's a really serious problem for the forest industries. And if the forests are going to be cut down, we want to make sure the forests regrow. We don't want broom forests. Broom spreads densely and rapidly and negatively impacts agricultural production. Scotch broom is toxic to grazing animals and wildlife. They can't eat it. Releases toxins and changes soil chemistry. It's called the scourge of pasture land. It's a farming nightmare. When broom takes over farms, it's hard to reclaim. A single plant produces 18,000 seeds viable in the soil from 30 to 70 years, a long time, whatever the exact figure is. So anytime the soil is turned, there will be seeds that will then see the sun and then will sprout. Broom on highways is a particular problem for spreading seeds to new areas. And also, since people travel down these roads, a cigarette or a spark from a machine, having the broom so close to travelers is a dangerous thing. These are photos of live broom during a dry summer. This is not cut broom, okay? And you notice how brown it is. Climate change will bring us drought and hotter temperatures in which Scotch broom will thrive, increasing the risk of wildfires and specifically urban interface fires. Broom has naturally occurring dry branches, okay? It isn't just like when it's dying. It's just like it produces dry branches. This photo, I'm showing how it is spread across Vancouver Island, across BC, starting on Vancouver Island, but also particularly because of the beach here at Savory Island. Broom loves to grow on the edge of islands, sadly. These are photos of transmission lines here in BC. I don't know if you have the broom on transmission lines on the island, but you certainly do on the mainland. Greatly increases the danger that fire will spread across the island, carries seed to previously broom-free areas, and blocks escape routes. If you look at the photo with the truck there, okay, that's supposed to be a passageway that people, animals can get out if there were a fire or if there was some kind of natural disaster. It blocks the routes. So is this a good idea? No. Okay, broom spreads quickly and completely. So these are photos of investment properties, development properties. So what happens is private forests are too often stripped of trees way before development plans are made, cleared for development farming or by fire, and then the land is left neglected. If broom is anywhere nearby, broom takes over. So broom forests are a tragedy we could prevent. So here's some photos of a forest that was cut down in 2020. By 2024, the broom was 5 to 6 feet tall. Okay, yeah, there was broom seed nearby on the road, and it had been there for a while. But you look at 2020, and then you see the broom coming up in 2022, and by 2024, it was 5 to 6 feet tall. The good news is this property sold to a new person, and they totally cleared all the broom out of that field. So Broombusters started in Qualicum Beach in 2006. The town now remains 99% broom free. The broom there was really huge. We got rid of the broom, and now volunteers just go out and keep track of it. Even the mayor has a section of the town where he just goes out and he cuts that road. That's where you want to get to, where people are individually responsible for individual areas and they keep track of it. So people care about the spread of Scotch broom and want to see action. It's definitely not the plant we want to live with. So these are just pictures of volunteers. This was on the West Coast, Tofino, pouring rain, but the volunteers were out there. More photos. The one photo on the top left, that's on the mainland. That's in Vancouver. More photos. So volunteer to preserve the safety and beauty of your community. It's good work, community building. You meet new people and you can make a real difference. Broom busting is fun.